Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. I know it's been a minute since I've done a video, so I thought, okay, you know what, maybe I should pop up here and do it. Not should, but you know what, I decided I'm going to. So, anywho, thought I'd catch up a little bit on what's been going on. To be honest with you, not much has been happening. That's one of the reasons why I haven't been doing any videos. I just don't see the point in doing one if not much is going on. So anyway, if you all remember this stuff, okay, well, first of all, if you're new, welcome. Thanks for joining. But for those who check in to watch, if you all remember this stuff, there we go, the pro-resolving mediators, I did go back on them, okay, but I cut it back to 1 twice a day. And I was seriously considering maybe bumping it up to 2 twice a day, but I had ordered the other supplements that I've been talking about, and I'm like, okay, I already know that I'm probably going to have some side effects, reactions to those, so let's just go ahead and keep that to the 1 twice a day. So anyway, yeah, I got the supplements this year. This is Wednesday. I ordered them when I got home from work Sunday night and got them the same day on Monday. Decided to wait to try them because I got them kind of late in the day and I wanted to be able to go out to work Monday night, which I did. And I figured I'd just go ahead and wait until Tuesday morning, basically yesterday morning, to try them. I went ahead and did full dosage as directed by by the physicians, and I already knew that I was going to have some bad side effects, bad reactions, or what have you, but I have been down so much. I'm like, let's just go ahead and do the full force. At least start getting it into my system. And sure enough, I did. I definitely had some reactions. Nice headache. or headaches. A little bit of drowsiness, dizziness. Yeah, but mostly a lot of headaches and brain fog, terrible brain fog too. I couldn't think straight at all to save my life. I even almost went out to work last night and I finally had something scream in my head, stay home. You don't belong behind the wheel of a car. And I mean, I was making the stupidest decisions yesterday throughout everything, but ultimately, and I decided, okay, I'm just going to do the 1 dose. I know the combination one, basically. I'm supposed to do it twice a day, but I just decided, nope, we're just going to do the 1, let it get out of the system. For, obviously it'd still be in the system, but the majority of it, get it out of the system, and then cut it back to quarter, just like I'm doing with the PRMs. So that's what I did this morning, about a couple hours ago, something like that, about 2-3 hours ago, something like that. I did notice a huge difference yesterday throughout everything. My throat was feeling a lot better. It was right in through here on this side. It's just always sore, irritated. I don't want to say sore, it's just irritated all the time. And a little bit into here, but really in through here quite a bit. Just always irritated. Felt a lot better yesterday. I'm like, okay, that's a huge improvement. This in here, feeling a lot better. Huge improvement. Of course, this in here, that's going to take a lot of time. Woke up this morning a little bit in through here, but we also have had snow off and on throughout the day today in preparation for our big storm that's coming. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But my head is a lot clearer. I did have a little bit of a headache again after doing the supplements. I'll get to here in a minute with what I'm taking. Definitely, but it cleared out. A little bit of lightheadedness and so forth, but and I could tell that it's more the supplements than the weather. Okay, that's the thing. I can definitely tell that there's a difference, but I'm feeling a lot clearer. Still a little bit on the woozy side. Yeah, I did get a little bit upset stomach with them yesterday as well, but not nearly as bad as what I was going through in my head. So, but yeah, like I said, all this, a lot of this cleared up quite a bit. And like I said, still feeling like a little bit woozy in my head, but it's a lot more tolerable than, especially after what I went through yesterday. So, in case you're wondering what I'm taking, I didn't bring the bags over here. Oh well. One is L-arginine. Okay, I did find out the proper pronunciation for that. It's pronounced either L-arginine or L-arginine, depending on where you live, from what I had researched, depending on, it's like the word kalanchoe. It's a plant, okay? If you're in the U.S., you say kalanchoe. Otherwise, if you're in Britain, it's typically pronounced calancho, whatever. But anyway, kind of like that, all right? Depending on where it is that you might live, you might call it L-arginine or L-arginine or L-arginine. There, let's get this right. And the dosage I'm supposed to be taking with that is 1.66 grams twice a day, along with 500 milligrams of vitamin C. Okay, I cut those both back to a quarter. And that's basically based off of a study that was done in 2022 that came out of Italy. It is on my doctor's recommendations for supplements, so I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and give it a try. That one, hold on, let me grab this paperwork. So that way, I'd much rather go the way with supplements instead of pills, medications, because a lot of times my body doesn't, there it is, my body doesn't respond well to medications, most medications anymore, even over-the-counter stuff. So, yeah, and then you're really not getting opportunities to be able to play with it like I'm doing with the supplements right now, okay? So, anyway, the L-arginine is an amino acid. It generates nitric oxide, mediates vasodilation, neurotransmission, and immune defense, okay? Basically, it helps with fatigue. Now I'm talking about regular fatigue. It's one of the reasons why I was so loopy and headachy, because I have just been so fatigued for so long. It helps with muscle strength, and also for you to be able to at least be able to do a 6-minute walk distance, okay? So, and you have to take that with vitamin C, 500 milligrams, both of those twice a day. Vitamin C acts as an antioxidant. I was reading in the study that was done out of Italy. It helps with, believe, oxidation, if I remember correctly. If you just do a Google search, L-arginine, that's the letter L hyphen ARGININE. Okay, if you just Google that, vitamin C COVID-19 study, it should pop right up. All right, at least give you, like the you can, if you want to, you can purchase the journal article, but basically it'll pop up with the abstract, conclusion, and their reasoning for going with this, okay? And basically, vitamin C may help with reducing pain, and with it being an antioxidant, it helps to flush out your system as well, especially with buildup of yeah, byproducts. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. The other thing that I am taking is the creatine monohydrate. It says 5 grams daily, but I'm cut that back to one and a quarter. You know, basically that quarter amount, and that helps increase energy during periods of demand in muscle and brain, and helps with fatigue and brain fog. Okay, but I know that creatine, it does help with building. You know, it's basically all these are supplements that are used by muscle builders. So, and that's what I'm looking for, is to help rebuild what has been torn down for the last 3 years in my chest and now my throat. Most of it has been here in my chest during this time, and it's just been in my throat since basically it started last fall with storms. So, and storms are my biggest triggers. So, and then the other one, I know I've talked about it before, but for those of you who are just joining, the other one I'm taking is the Specialized Pro Resolving Mediators. Supposed to be taking 4 caps twice a day. I can cut that back to 1 twice a day. It helps with your fatty acids, stops inflammation, and stimulates tissue repair. And that is for fatigue as well. So, yeah, and like I said, that's what I've been looking for the last several years, is trying to rebuild what wound up getting destroyed because of COVID. And I knew even at the time, even though I didn't have a test done, I knew I had COVID. And it was that Omicron variant that was going around. It was really bad. So, yeah, that's and it was quite virulent on top of it. So that's where we're at with all of that. I'm still drinking my teas as well. It's a combination of Arnica tea, which you can get through Amazon. I use Herbasil. Okay, unfortunately, I've only found one source where you can get it where it's organic, and that's a store I found on Etsy. I haven't actually sprung for it yet, but all in good time. That's the way I look at it. And who knows, after all this, I may not even need it. I'm already starting to feel that, you know what, maybe I might be able to cut back on it. I don't know. I'm giving it a little bit of time. I'm doing that combined with the echinacea tea that you get from the brand called Yogi. There's a lot of anti-inflammatories in it, and the echinacea being an antioxidant, help clear out the system, so on and so forth. It's like, hey, the way I look at it is, I'll take everything I can get right now. But I do both of those tea bags together in one single cup, getting all those anti-inflammatories together, and you know, at least it's getting internals to where instead of doing something topical where it's having to be sinking in. I tried that. I had some weird feelings, reactions to that, and everything wound up sinking inward anyway. So I felt like I still needed something to ingest inside to help push it out, if that makes sense. That's kind of the feeling that I had. So, but I'm sticking with it for right now. And of course, with it being the start of the year, trying to get things, because of course everybody's on the bandwagon. Oh, I want to live a better life, blah, blah, blah. Might be a little difficult trying to get some things. So, and especially with the weather going on, people are looking for autoimmune sort of stuff and everything. So yeah, like the echinacea tea, I was running out of it the other day, and the place that I found it at that's close by the last time that I got it was out. So I wound up at another store with doing shopping orders Monday night, and fortunately they had it. So I went ahead and grabbed a box. And lucky me, I don't know, Monday night was just, it was kind of weird. I was just feeling really off with a lot of things. But at one point, I stopped off to pick up a restaurant order. It's basically a locals place, and on my way out walking, there's $5 bills sitting on the floor. And I pick it up and I go to look around, see if anybody might be looking for it. I thought about turning it in, and basically to the guy who basically gave me the order, and I just got this feeling where it was just like, no, keep it. Not a greedy feeling or anything, just that, that intuition, basically spirit telling me, no, keep it. He's just going to keep it anyway. So, and I could put it to good use. And then right after that, bam, I got another grocery store order, and they had my echinacea tea. So, yeah. So, and that definitely came in handy, because I was planning on working last night, but with how I was feeling and so forth, it was like, yeah, not a good idea. And, yeah, I'm running a little short on money right now, especially with the car payment. But the way I'm looking at it with everything, as far as, that situation is concerned, it's like, I gotta work on this. Not because, so that way I could pay my bills or, this, that, and every other thing. I need to be working on this. I have been suffering for 3 years, and enough is enough. I'm doing this for me, not for the world, not for anybody, not for my baby, nobody else. I'm doing this for me, because I'm tired of being in pain. I want my balance back. I want my body back, I'm tired of walking around feeling like I'm just a walking ball of pain, brain fog, fatigue, and feeling like I'm doing nothing more than dragging my body behind me. That's how I feel most of the time. And I'm sick of it. And I want to feel again. I want to be able to be active again. I want to be able to do things again. I want to be able to go hiking and travel and enjoy life. I've had no life. And I want that again. So, yeah, I'm doing it, like I said, I'm doing this for me. Fuck everybody else. I don't care. So, and I got some plans. Yes, I want to do some traveling. So, yeah, I'm working on it. And I mentioned earlier, as far as the, before I do that, I'm going to show you which ones I got. We're just going to go ahead, pop on over here. I got a cord that's normally long enough, but it's kind of twisted up. So let me hold on, folks. Grab all my, here. I'm just going to put this down. My apologies. I'll be right back. Okay. See? I know you all don't care. It's my video. Deal with it. That's why I look at it. Okay, here we go. Alright, so these are the products that I got. I got them all from Amazon. Alright, they wound up being same-day delivery, which was awesome, as long as you don't meet that $25 mark. So, anyway, I got this one here. Trying to find anything organic can be difficult, but if you can at least get non-GMO, oh, excuse me, so sorry, then at least it's something. So this is the one that I got for the L-arginine, okay? It's NutriCost, all right? And it is vegan, GMP compliant facility, and non-GMO, okay? So, all right, so that's one, and that one came with its own scooper. And it's just a powder. All of these are powders, alright, which is better. So that way, if need be, you can play with the dosages, okay? And you have to do that along with this, okay? Do them proportionately. So if you cut back, say for instance, you cut this one back by a quarter, you're going to need to cut this back by a quarter as well, okay? This one here is 1.66 grams per day. But like I said, I'm doing, I believe it broke down to 1.42, something like that. So, all right. I think it was that. I don't remember. Yeah, it was that. Okay. Then we have this one here. I sprung for powder with this as well, primarily because, you know, I like to be able to, you know, I wanted to be able to play with the amounts if need be. So this one is GMP and produced in a GMP compliant facility. You can find this in organic, but be prepared to spend quite a bit of money, and that right now for me hasn't been much of an option. This one is not organic nor non-GMO. All right, so, but I'm kind of desperate, so I figure for right now, this is good enough. So this is the one I got for this, okay? And also, that was the other thing, too, because some of the other ones, I believe this, I don't remember what the source is. I don't remember what the source is. It just said, you know, it just says vitamin C powder, L-ascorbic acid, but they don't say what the source of the powder actually is. A couple of them, or quite a few of them were from a couple of different vitamin C sources that I've never had the foods from. Okay, let's put it that way. Like one was out of Peru, the other one I don't remember. But since I've never had those foods before, I didn't want to take a chance on a possible food allergen kicking in. So that's why I decided to stay with them. And unfortunately, that was some of the organic ones as well. So, but I'm assuming, especially with what I'm tasting, I'm assuming it's probably from oranges, because I will forewarn when you do this, you'll get some backlash from your gut. And yeah, I do taste it like an orange, you know, citrusy flavor. Okay, so, and then this is the one that I got for the creatine monohydrate. All right, this one is from Hearthy Foods. This one is, I believe it's non-GMO. I thought I had seen the label on here. Somewhere anyway. Maybe it was on their page. I don't remember. But anyway, I figure I would do, oh, yeah, here it is. Vegan, gluten-free, and third-party tested, it says. So I do not know what that means. I hope it doesn't mean that it was tested on animals. I know. But anyway, this one, I'm doing 1.25 right now. Okay? And this one is from a company called It's Just. If that helps. What I had seen maybe somewhere. Most of them were, I believe most of them were at least non-GMO, but I'm not too sure. But anyway, and then the other thing I had gotten is a scale. Basically, it's a jeweler's scale. You can use it for jewelry, measuring out, you know, like if you're a gold hunter, you know, with a metal detector, silver or whatever. But yeah, here's the scale. Fits in your pocket, or throw it in your pocketbook or whatever. It's not very big, and you just, of course, just turn it on. It does have the different scale options. You can do the tare on it. Okay, I've been just using a small bowl, you know, like a little dessert bowl or what have you. Throw that on there, and then hit the tare button, and you're good to go. Okay, with weighing everything out. And I just do, you know, like a cup of water, you know, like 8 ounces of water. Throw them all in and stir them up. I keep stirring them while I'm drinking it down, and then we're good to go. Okay, it does weigh out for, I know, grams. I think I got this out there for $6 up on Amazon. So I think like most of them I saw were somewhere between like $6 and $9. $6 and $10 basically. So not too bad, And it's funny because initially I had this one picked out, and then, but, I had everything set ready to go in my shopping cart, basically. And then I went back to see about placing an order, and they ran out or whatever, and it was showing a delivery date of Wednesday. And I was just like, yeah, there's got to be another one. So I went back up and did another search, and the same damn one. I guess from a different vendor or whatever. I have no idea, but it was the same one, same company and everything, and it was actually even cheaper, and I got it same day. So that, and also a couple other things. One other thing I will mention that I had gotten, moving on a little bit to the weather here, was a pair of cleats. I saw last week, I was at a gas station, and I saw one of the attendants. He was outside changing out the trash cans, and I saw him wearing them, and I was like, that's what I need. And they're these ones that slip onto your shoes. Okay, so you're not buying a pair of shoes that have cleats already on them. And so, yeah, I bought myself a pair. They were only $10. I did see at this one store here, or I was told anyway, that I could have gotten them at this one store here called Fleet Farm, but I was like, I'm already buying all this stuff anyway, and I can get them from Amazon about a dollar cheaper, dollar or two cheaper from them, and get them same day. So I threw those in as well. Those have been great. The only downside to them is being in stores, because they are metal cleats, but as far as walking around on the ice and snow, fantastic. Monday night was so much better with trying to walk around. So, but yeah, we are expecting a storm system coming in tonight that's going to be really dropping temperatures. We are supposed to get down into the negative digits overnight, I believe. And tomorrow we're supposed to have a high of minus like 4, 6, 8, something like that, and then really drop. I think it's supposed to drop down to like minus 17, 18 or something like that tomorrow night. And guess who's going to be having to work? Yep, because I am behind on this car payment like you wouldn't believe. If anybody can, go over to the blog and send me some money. Okay, I'd really appreciate it, because I'm really behind on that car payment. They're going to repossess that car at any time. Yeah, even though it's a car rental and I'm doing it through Hertz, they can still repossess it. I mean, they've been working with me and everything, but I don't know how much longer they're going to be with their patients. So, yeah, if anybody can send me some money, anything will help right now. I need food to get her some food, and I still have to also get caught up. I got my phone payment that I have to make today, and I had to buy insulin for myself. I needed that today, so yeah, and I threw the last little bit that I had into the gas tank of the car. So yeah, that's it's kind of where I'm at right now. I realize this stuff, some people would consider it to be extra or whatever. Oh, you should have paid this, that, or whatever, but I was down to a point where I couldn't even get a shower anymore because I was out of body wash, and I have to order that through Amazon, so of course that was part of that. All in all, I spent $80 for all of this stuff, but let's face it, I couldn't, like I said, I've been living with this for 3 years, and I'm tired, and I was getting worse, and I was basically get to a point where I just could not work at all anymore. I was dreading going out to work, not so much because of the weather, but because of how I was feeling. And it's like, and I was cutting back on my hours. Like Monday night, I worked 4.5 hours. That was it. That's all I could handle. So yeah, I needed to get this going. Okay, this was a necessity. Just like my insulin is a necessity. I can't live unless I have that insulin. Yeah, this stuff is driving my sugars up a little bit. I am taking extra insulin, but I should be okay. And then, yeah, like I said, it's just been, and after, I figure after a while, I can see about increasing the dosages on each of these, see how things go and so forth. And I want to start that physical therapy and get back into doing my yoga. I'll probably start back with my yoga first. And there's another yoga stretch that I had seen that looks really, really awesome. So I'll probably start incorporating that one as well. And at the same time, start some physical therapy too. So yeah, so here we are, and I've still got the work order for that too, the doctor's order. So yeah, this is where we're at with everything. I know, in some ways, it was a lot, but like I said, there really hasn't been that terribly much that's been going on. So, but all right, I hope that you guys have a great day, and I understand that the southeast is supposed to be getting hit with this storm that we've got coming too. So stay safe. All right. So anywho, yeah, that's the other thing that I still got to get caught up on, my health insurance premiums. I only owe $50 for that, but if I don't get that paid before the end of the month, I'm out of insurance. So I know. I did file for disability, but, that's going to take time. It isn't like you file and then, you find out right away. It isn't like that, okay? There's a review period, You basically have to wait your turn in line, and the line is a year long right now. So, at least for this area. Year and a half, something like that. So, and that's not an exaggeration. That's what I was told by the attorney's office. Okay, so I'm just repeating what they told me. So we're looking at that. But I figure I would get it going, not knowing how any of this is going to do. I might feel great right now, be on the upswing and so forth, and then bam, I could wind up going right back down again. So that's why I'm like, no, let's get it going, and at least I have it for when my hearing does come up, then we're ready. Okay? So, but yeah, like I said, that's going to take a lot of time. So, alright, in the meantime, I love you guys. I'll talk to y'all soon.